good stuff. Alright, first thing I want to do here is actually, I was working on crafting some stuff this morning. Create you. There we go. I don't really need or want that. It's just more I wanted to craft that first and foremost to actually have that crafted. I worked on this a little bit this morning. I was more not really doing much with this tune in particular. I was more, excuse me, hopping back and forth between this character and my tailor, my warrior, so that I could do some stuff. So that's why, if you notice over here, I actually have a 32 slot reagent bag that was crafted by. Oh, good, I got it on the first time. That was crafted by my warrior. So I want to start moving towards that. It's going to take me a little bit because I was looking at it earlier and the top level crafting bag-wise. So like, hi Kane. So things like my the 34 slot bags and the 36 slot reagent bag are tied to renown for the dragon expedition. Whatever. Oh, I missed. I hate you all. So because they're tied to that renown, that means I'm going to have to spend some time on my warrior. Just trying to... What do you... Oh, I can take you. I didn't take you. No, you're not difficult. I taking you at level 60. The upside is, with this being in a new area here, we should be able to relatively easily. Alright, I know. There you are. Yeah. We should be able to do most... Oops, wasn't close enough. Okay. Most of... we should be able to level up relatively quickly here. We also got to go back to looking out for... Well, no, we never really stopped looking for sigils. Oop, got a little bit of lag there. Hopefully that doesn't keep up. Focusing. Alright, go with this one. Go there. Slowing down a little bit here. There's a boost. Yeah, I can see you, cat. You're a happy cat too, aren't you? Ah, missed it. I got silver. Oh, did I get bronze? I got, not bronze, I got gold too. I didn't think I was going to get gold. That was not a good... I didn't think I had a good run there, but I had good enough. That makes me happy. Alright, let's... Oh, wait, there's a quest in the middle of these. What's this? Hello, who are you, and why do you have a quest? Where's that? Well, that is way over there, isn't it? We'll get to that, but I'm not going to focus in on that just yet. What's this up here? Supporting the Cobalt Assembly. I don't remember what quests I have anymore. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn in this one. Fresh air and magical relics, what more could one ask for?
May we trade again soon?
A very soft, fluffy, snuggly cat. Thank you. The ember cones will burn hot, the elemental cores will temper the heat, and the leather is fairly disgusting. But the billows they produce are more than sufficient.
I am always at your service.
Let's start with a couple of ember cones here. Aspects be praised, it worked. Oh gosh. Alright, anywho. Looks like there's a quest. Oh, there's a quest. Did I move up our renown level? You heard muffled muttering coming from the other end of the portal. Hey you. I have some mail for our princes in the field, care packages, gifts, other things ordered via magical courier. Standard fare, really. Mind doing me a favor and handing them out. Throw packages to the Kirintor princes in Camp Antonitis. Okay. I'm gonna go turn this in too.
Your needs can be met here.
Aren't many more surprises trapped in that glacier.
I am always
Well,
at
now you've done it. Let's see here. Senegos and I were discussing the impact of the Primalist attacks had on the assault and the Cobalt Assembly, and I had an idea. Take my wand and empower their weapons. A little bit of fire should do the trick.
Safe travels.
Okay. So... power up their blades. I think I say we go make him go fight some titans. That's how I reach this level.
Good day to you.
Tazab, after repelling their attack on the camp, it's imperative we keep the Primals on the back foot. Now please give me my wand back.
Have a good one.
No, it's my wand now. It belongs to us now. Yes! Precious. This is... Any better seen any... newbies? We are looking... Oh wait, talk to the supply portal. I'm ready to deliver... Okay. This seems a very strange way to do it, but at the same time, I suppose it fits perfectly within a mage-centered... This action would be a bit more discreet. What were you ordering, Mr. Apprentice? Alright, so we get the Highland Drake triple finned head and 50 rep. Alright, so then... let's go... I want to go this way for two reasons. One, because I want to get this quest, and the more important thing is that it looks like there is a sigil, glyph, whatever, up here in this direction. So I want to try and get that as well. Whoop. I got some lag in here too. I wonder if we're just going to have that for a while in a couple spots. Back when I played on Burning Legion, it was really bad in a couple of places. You'd always just have massive lag. We could use your aid. The Sundered Flame has taken control of most of the Cobalt Assembly. Please help us in this fight against them. Our numbers are too small, but there are a few things you can do to aid us.
The Isles hold many wonders.
Okay, so who am I talking to here? There you are.
Finest goods in the Isles.
Oh, great. So we're going to have one of these types of things, too. Whenever you defeat an enemy within the Cobalt Assembly, you are healed for 3% of your maximum health. Sure.
You'll find nothing better in the Isles.
How can I help? Repower. Various foes within the Cobalt Assembly have some Arcana with them. Any amount you retrieve will be automatically re-absorbed back in the air. This will prevent our enemies from using the Wild Arcana here for their own ends. This is going to be a weird area, isn't it?
You'll find nothing better in the Isles.
I feel like there should be more quests here. But I'm just going to fly up to the top and get this glyph. Got the glyph. Okay. Then we're just going to leave here for... I don't actually know what's going on, so we're just going to leave. Head back to... Oh, they put two of these really close to each other, didn't they? Wait, where's this at? Okay, yeah, it's above me. No, what the heck? I am so confused. Oh, there you are. Okay. Keep hearing my phone. Oh, it's like, there we go. Okay. Nothing interesting there. Alright, so the Azure Span Sprint Dragon Rider, of course, takes in the loop through some of the most beautiful and ancient forest in the Azure Span. So let's give this course a try. Okay. So you want to start with up so you can hit that. Most of these are just set right there with it, so you can just kind of go straight. We're getting some lag here again. That's not... You also want to try and hit every single one of these wind... possible, because that'll help speed you up too, and we'll try to keep you... Whoa! Shoot. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Well, that might have killed my time on this one. Definitely going to be able to finish it, but we're definitely going to have to come back to this one. Yeah. 73, I need 63, so I need to shave 10 seconds off. Not a good time. Alright. We're going to head... You know, let's follow the kind of storyline here for right now.
Did you find any tomes detailing the Azure Oakstone? None. I fear our assumptions are correct. It's a problem with the ley lines. I stand with you. Fair skies and strong winds. Keep safe.
And some good tea. Oh, sweet. So we get to go straight into the archives.
I'll see you above. I believe I'm making progress towards the problems surrounding the Azure Oathstone.
How many versions of yourself do you need to help with this?
Welcome to the Azure Archives. Tread carefully. No one has been here for thousands of years.
Ow, ow, my foot is starting to cramp a little. That's what I get for doing a long bike ride first. Alright, let's get to work. It's imperative to reclaim the Azure Oathstone.
Come back soon.
The Azure Archives were once a place where blue dragons would gather to discuss magic. Now I'm the only one of my kind here. This place controls the ley lines beneath the Azure span, but it and its servants have gone out of control. 10,000 years alone. I believe if we bring this place, I can then reclaim the Azure Oathstone. The various constructs and elements are brimming with unstable arcane energy. It needs to be directed. Destroy them and collect what you can.
All will be well. I'm glad you've come.
We can now activate the Oathstone until we fix the issue with the out-of-control ley energy. 2 out of the 3 draconic runes that are meant to control the air are choked with unstable arcana. I apologize if this falls to you, given Khadgar's responsibilities and the lack of my brethren appearing. There should be a ley scepter within that bag of helpful goods. Use it to help repair the nearby runes.
Good luck.
That was actually kind of funny to me. I wonder though. I know there is a way I could cause complete and total chaos in chat right now. Or in the game's chat, I guess I should specify that. Who are you? Is the better question. What is your quest? What is the air velocity of an unladen swallow? I'm on a Monty Python kick, alright? Nobody judge. You? Okay, yep, you do have some too, so let's give me your stuff. Alright, so I've seen a couple comments on this one, this week's a little bit weird for my schedule just because the X-Pack released this week, and there's so much stuff to do in said X-Pack. Probably through this weekend, we'll be spending most of our time here on this. We will be moving back to other games. I'm going to try and get back more into some of my just straight up YouTube videos and deal with those. Those should be shorter things. And then obviously when the raid officially drops, then I can't talk anymore. When the raid officially drops, I'll start streaming raids. I'll probably start those streams on average. Oh, here's the dungeon. Is that the Azure Vault? Okay. Those streams will probably, on average, start at about 10 p.m. Eastern time. Because for me, the raid group that I'm a part of is one that my brother found while he lived out west. So they are unfortunately on Pacific time. So there's not much I can do about that. I could try to find another raid group, but this is a really good raid group. So I don't really want to have to What was I thinking? I really do like the group that I'm in right now, just because they're somewhere between that serious raid group and the, it's casual, so let's treat it like casual raid group. They'll definitely do some, it's like they'll definitely do some things that are obviously, like, they won't sit there and yell at you for not having everything enchanted most of the time. We have called people out for it before when it's kind of like they're repeat offenders. Kind of be like, hey, you guys should have your stuff enchanted, gemmed, the whole 9 yards. Because we even had some people say, I was like, well, I can't do this or that with it. And we're like, okay, we get that. Stuff's not easy to do, whatever. But within the raid group itself, we have enchanters, we have jewel crafters. You can get the stuff done in raid. And it'll probably be cheaper just to do it at that point too. Alright, soothed just by this amount of unstable arcana removed. Yay! Oh, we got an epic upgrade on that. Well, that's definitely getting equipped. Alright. That's out. Don't need it anymore. The lay scepter should allow you to properly align and configure the runes. I did that. Excellent. It seems those rooms are able to transport us to the top of the archive. I may that be where our last problem resides.
Fly true. How can I help?
Alright, the other thing. Do this. There appears to be something sapping the arcane energies to the apex tower. Now, if you stabilize the energies, you should be able to ride the arcane magics to the area. Look in the bag here for something called an arcane stepping stone and use that to meet at the top.
Keep safe.
I have to be at the arcane field before I can look for the stone. Okay. Whatever you say, boss. Book, book. Sheep. Sheep, book. Alright, let's use the stepping stone. Also, Calicos, you have wings. Why didn't you just fly up here?
This world is full of wonder.
It's a long way down. Well, yeah.
Together, we can achieve
Worse up here than I had anticipated.
fair skies and strong
Seems the last of the arcane disruption is up here. I'll continue adjusting the late energies, use some of the arcana you recovered to dispel the disruptions.
good luck.
And arcane annoyances. A large number of mono worms are absorbing wild arcane magic coming from the archives. The rate that they're doing it is causing the ley lines to be thrown off balance, which is preventing the O stone from being reclaimed. I will use some of the unstable arcana you collected as for a hook of sorts. Okay. So we're gonna hook them and heals them.
Malagos, have you returned?
You hear that voice too, don't you? It's calling for Malagos, the previous blue dragon aspect.
That's not a good thing. We kinda had to fight him back in Wrath.
Targets.
How many do I need to kill? I need to kill 6.
It's not ready yet.
It's probably not necessarily a good thing, because we're also going to have to explain to whoever that is on why Malagos isn't around anymore. Come on, you worm, just die already. There we go. Dispel this. Whoop, whoop. Alright, so I need to take down 3 more of these. Come here, you. You. I've got a Horde Drakthir here with me, so that's what's... I was like, why aren't they following me anymore? Because I'm not alone up here, chat.
Stone is awaiting.
We'll fix this soon. And find out what secrets the archives hold. I need to get close.
But are you really sure at this point that that's something you want to do? Alright, there we go. Both of those are done, ready.
It's good to see you again.
With the ley lines beneath this place beginning to heal, we're almost done.
Good luck.
And the curator will ensure these archives are properly cared for when this is finished. Thank you for your aid.
Fly true.
Fine work, friend. It seems we've managed to repair the ley lines within the Azure archives, finally. Gotta get comfortable here. My desk and my chair are not... just like the perfect thing where you have to kind of sit a little bit weird or lean a little bit weird. I'm trying to maintain my posture. I would tell my brothers and sisters to never doubt the strength of mortals. Meet me at the Oath Stone to the south of here. I will reclaim it and then make my way to Thaladrazzus.
All will be well. Don't be alarmed, but my mirror images should vanish in a moment.
I wonder how you expect them to get. How you expect people to get down? I know how I'm getting down. But then again, I have wings.
I stand with you. Together.
Reclaim time! This is either going to be the fastest reclamation or not going to work.
I was expecting Malagos. Where is he? And who are you?
Caligos. And you cannot possibly be.
Sindragosa? In a way.
Oh my gosh.
simulacrum created by her in order to preserve her memories and knowledge. It would seem a great deal of time has passed since she left.
Yes. And much has happened.
I sense an aspect.
It's a long story. Both you and Malagos are gone.
I see. And the rest of our flight? Where are they? Tell me.
After Neltharion betrayed us, we were on the verge of extinction. We few who remain are scattered, aimless, and alone.
Yet you came here. That tells me that you still have hope for our kin. Child of my flight. Shall we work together to make that hope a reality?
Nothing would give me more pleasure. What must we do?
So, to give you guys an idea on who Sindragosa is, for those who don't know, Sindragosa died a long time ago. I couldn't tell you exactly when. However, that's not the end of her story. Her end actually is in Wrath of the Lich King. In Wrath, Arthas raises Sindragosa, and she is one of the raid bosses for the Ice Crown Citadel.
What flight do you hail from?
So,
We will
her
meet.
coming back is a pretty big deal. The Oathstone's energy cannot be reclaimed until the ley lines with the Azure span are repaired. Some ley lines may only be reachable by those with Caligos' skills, but you may still be of aid. Yay! I can help the Blue Dargans. If they still yet survive, seek out the Tuskar. They live here in my times and have deep knowledge of the land. Speak to one of your arcane aides to return to your allies.
Fair skies and strong winds to you.
I'll do what I can to repair any ley lines I find, and send my mirror images to keep an eye on things while I'm gone.
Good luck to the two of you. If the Tuskar still live, they should know the location of the major ley lines.
Ooh, goody.
Child, you are staring at me instead of departing. Do you have more to say?
I apologize. I have heard many legends of you. My mind is swimming with questions to ask.
As is mine. 10,000 years is an incalculable amount of time to miss. My dear, I would ask you to apprise me of what I've missed once this mess is settled.
Of course. There is so much to tell. The Cataclysm, the Scourge, the other aspects, the Nexus Wars.
I shouldn't have left yet. I just had that thought in my head. I was
I
like,
shall aid you in becoming the proper
I think I missed part of that conversation. I don't know if I did or didn't. I don't know. I'll have to do it on one of my other tunes and see if I actually missed part of it. What is that? Arcane Stabilizer. Huh. Not going to worry too much about the races right now. I can kind of come back and do those whenever. Alright, back to Camp Antonitis. I'm going to grab a couple of my little popcorn chickens over here. Mm. A little on the cold side, but not bad.
This land is full of curiosities.
Alright, so the Tuskar are still around here
This land is
somewhere.
teeming with magic.
Go ahead and equip that. 301.
We'll speak soon.
Kalgos is wise to seek the Tuskar's counsel. They have for generations experienced this land. Many are resting here on their way to the various camps around the span. Ask around. Okay.
Keep your eye. Be
Uh,
careful. The Tuskar will talk your ears off if you let them.
Compared to the rest of the things I've been warned to be aware of, I'm going to handle that. Can you handle a minute? I haven't heard from two of my percentages, Scrumpy and Tucky. Who comes up with these names? I have something to fetch the supplies from the inn. They couldn't have strayed far. Please tell them, but I warn you, they're quite the handful.
If you see anything remarkable, let me know.
Oh, I'm so look at that. I'm so close to getting another level. Wait, is it these? Oh, no, you're just one of those guys.
I have plenty to offer. What now? Lake lines? You mean rivers? What nonsense are you on about?
Ley lines, laddie. Where are my ley lines? The ancient lines of arcane magic that run underneath the ground.
Certainly a surprise. There's magic in the land everywhere. It's in every rock, plant, animal. Why, the legend of Foxrose Fortos goes, there once was...
Finish it. Finish it. Okay, anywho, let's go over here. What about you?
Come,
What do you have?
tell us a tale. try not to disturb them. Chieftain Panoliak knows more about that kind of thing.
Panoliak passed, remember? Rene's chieftain now.
Ah, that's right. She was here with the funeral caravan not long ago.
Just catch up with Brianna. Her caravan passed here no more than a few hours ago. They were collecting our late chieftain's most prized possessions for a funeral to honor him. Given the caravan was heavily burdened, she can't be that far ahead.
With that dragon, you'll catch up with them in no time.
I have many dragons. Would you like to see my smoldering ember worm? Okay, but before that, this one. If I don't find them out back with a plate full of brownies, then these apprentices have failed in their sacred mission.
Hi there.
Puts his hands behind his back. Do we know you? Noriko said not to talk to strangers.
Be quick. Be clever. Have you come to trade?
We're not doing anything. Oh wait, you pretty important, right? Why not secret? Turns out there's magical art in these ruins and we can see it. 2. Uncover the ancient images in Camp Antonidas.
Rooms have everything we need.
Alright, what's this? Lingering image. Hark, dear one, you who stand whence magic sprung where Titans' children's play. This is a song everlasting that sings of love eternal in a time before. I was getting into a rhythm. I thought this was going to be a poem, and I don't think it is. A time of long rebirth, a time of loneliness for the eldest son. Most loved Malagos, beloved heir begotten in mind and spirit by Norganon, Aesir born. From him, platinum clad, did Malagos build these great works. Behold them and rejoice, O dearly beloved. That feels like it should have had a rhythm to it. There wasn't a rhythm. It's like there didn't feel like there was a good flow to that, but it felt like there should have been a flow to that, so I don't know. Where duty strove and knowledge freely lives, those who work in unlying build, cool tempers. Syndragosa, illuminated by transcendent intellect and arcane unfettered beauty everlasting, and her wings firm it finds. Close your eyes and listen. Interesting. This is only a side quest, so I don't know exactly how far this is going to be outside of just telling you that it is something. Who stand where all was freely shared, where greed nor hubris live. Long may you stay in love's conquered breast, borne aloft on wings of knowledge teal. This is the song of that mirrored blue, the image Azure incarnate. You who stand here, remember those whose love made magic manifest, whose power begot flight and fierce aspect in their azure brethren. Sing now of the great works, beloved Malagos and Syndragosa, two hearts that time nor distance dims. You can barely make out the finisher Devo song scale. I got one more to take a look at. So that one was probably the last actual verse in whatever this is. Stand where true love fell off the page like so many words, those of breaths unfading, uttered betwixt sighs and creation arcane. In books did twin souls reside, their crackling spines lit the lines of magic. He first steward knowledge, and she his muse in mind and deed. Side by side they joined, kept atop these icy calving shelves with bookends, those painted halls awash in blue. Well, it definitely has something. Whether or not that something's seems like just a love note to between Syndragosa and Malagos.
Have any news?
Malagos and Zunigosa, never heard of them. Sounds they were pretty in love though. I wonder who put these here.
Don't die out there.
Okay. Oh wait, there's another quest here. One begets the next. The Tuskars are still only renowned 1.
How are you, traveler?
I see my apprentices have roped you into their little games. It appears they and you have stumbled onto something. The purpose behind these ruins is slowly revealing itself, and there may be more to the faded images in song. Something calls out from atop this tower. I say, intriguing. Go. You have my position. See what you can.
We'll speak soon.
Echo of Loss.
I'm out of range.
This has got a lot of health to it. It does a lot of damage too. My work will be tied these crumbling walls. Talked to Noriko.
The Kirin Tor welcomes you. Keep your eyes and...
Be you friend? This place was once a monument to love, now it is a ruin. The chamber below these ranges. I gotta wait for it to respawn. Please let me rest. No. There is no rest. There is only death incarnate. I feel like it's a bit of a skip to that you have to do things their way. Well, what about the way I did it? I don't think there's anything wrong with the way I did things. There we go. Return.
It's good to see you.
To watch the world you crumble. Alright, so what do we have here? 312 back. And a toy. Add this toy to your box. Reminisce with Devo's love songs. Sweet.
If you see anything
Good
rare,
quest.
let me know.
And put that back on. Ah, frick. I hate these kind of bags. I hate these bags. They don't actually cover your back. It's only like a half cloak. Oh, they drive me nuts. What is that? Oh, that's just that. Go up one more time. And we'll do some gliding down to try and build up some speed. One more up.
Hang in there, Hanu. You're no good to Noruk dead. Noruk. What brings you here?
Hi.
This is no time to chat. Our caravan was ambushed by gnolls. They took half my people, and many left are seriously wounded. We can talk once my brothers and sisters are safe. No more waiting. I must save Noruk. Hanu, wait. Please, stranger. I'd appreciate any help you can offer us.
Excuse me. Funeral offering, Misapen have needed for the memorial ceremony for the recently deceased Iskara chieftain. Such a travesty is something so sacred should be employed as a chew toy. Please keep an eye out for more offerings. And you have 2 quests. Snap in the traps. The hills are littered with insidious blade jaw traps. With a keen eye, you should be able to locate them very carefully, spring the traps using this old Teskar trick, a long stick. Note that while stepping on them is another way to set the traps off, I wouldn't recommend it. Once you have removed enough, find Hanu, Elder, Poa, and I will catch up when we can. I get the feeling this guy doesn't think things through, usually. We're led by 3 lieutenants. Durgan was flanked by a dozen hyenas. We'll crack him maniacally each time we tried to pursue him and fell into one of his steel jaw traps, and Bakra taunted us endlessly.
Be on your guard.
Well,
There's nothing so cunning.
sounds to me like it's time to go hunting.
Troll? There are no trolls here. Of course, Elder.
I beg to differ. I'm sure there's trolls here. I'm not one, but I'm sure there's plenty of players playing as trolls here. I've been sending all my cloth stuff over to my warrior so that he can work on his stuff. The problem is, excuse me, what I've kind of found is that this dragon scale aspect is tied to, at least on tailoring, it's what's tied to the upper end and limit of some of the better things. So I have to be like 19, I want to say like 24 or something, to be able to craft the best bags in the expansion. I kind of looked at that and was like, oh, so that's going to take a while, because even here on this guy, I'm 4. This is the person I've done just about a bunch of stuff on. Now, arguably, I probably haven't found the place where this is the main thing yet. You think I fear your hyenas, boy? I do not. Maybe you should fear my eyes. You're not that smart sometimes, are you? Alright, get rid of you. Pick up that. And enough of you. Ooh, even got a couple of stuff off of that one. I will say though, I do kind of miss having my Covenant ability. I was Kyria and I could just put down one large AoE blast and have it drop a crap ton of soul fragments for me. Is that enough? 7. Almost there. Oh, at this point, the other thing is I have no reason not to just start slaughtering everything. I'm so close. I have less than 10k. Doing these quests will definitely get me up to max level. And then the real game gets started. Alright, so there's all the offerings are done. All the traps are done, so now I just need to kill both of these 2 guys. So I could just... I don't have to focus in on actually doing too much in terms of just taking everybody out here now. The only reason you might want to do it before then, once you hit max level, quests will stop giving you XP, obviously. You don't need any more. But in response of it next not giving you XP, the amount of gold rewards you get per quest goes up. So that part's useful. So, you know, we get 1,000 more. I'll show you a trip trap here in a second, boy. You're not very good at this, are you? I did. That's why you're dead, and I'm not. Definitely. I don't know. A part of me wants to say that, yeah, I'll definitely hit max level before turning these quests in. I'm just not 100% sure on that. It's more likely than not to happen just because I keep getting pulling. Ah, come on. I got feared. I'm a giant frickin' demon hunter. How am I feared by anything? And do that. And there we go. Oh, come on. Now I'm just like, I'm teetering on that edge of actually being able to yeah, I'd like to see a try here. Let's go get this ore. The ore might not be enough to level me up, but it might get me close. Let's see here. How much do I get off of this? 1,300. Oh, I've got 1,000 left to go. Really? Really? Ah. Come here, you three. We're just gonna keep wiping stuff out until I hit max level. There's no real reason not to at this point. I've already finished up the quest. It's just like, at this point, it's just like, I don't want to turn these in for what they're going to be. Because, yeah, I'll get some, I'll get XP off of them. But the XP is going to be, like, I need, like, 50 XP. I was like, I'd much rather have the gold at that point. Yes! Max level, max level, max level, max level, max level dance. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Okay, so I've got one talent, but the more important thing I can do here So let's pull this up. Import. I got out of it, so I need to get back into it. Havoc. DH. Talents. Alright, we're going to go off the Icy Veins. We're going to do 2 of these. This is going to be single target. Where is... There. I was sitting here waiting, just staring at this for a second. I was just like, it's giving me like all the hints and everything. Import. Unlearned Will of the Illidari. I've learned Will of the Illidari. Maximum health, yeah. So that's the single target one. And then we're going to import the AoE. AoE. Copy this one. Paste that in and import this one. They're not too dissimilar from each other, I don't think. This one's got the Sigil of Misery. That's the only other thing. But I just want single target. I don't actually want to use multi-target unless I have to. They're both not necessarily bad at what it is that they're doing. I'm gonna delete that one. Delete. And delete. There. That way I don't get confused by them later. Single target's basically what we've been building for the whole time, so that's why it's not like, oh no. Alright. So now we're just going to get a little bit of extra gold instead. Well done. Safer for Brenna to make her way here. And you did what I could not, but there's another noble leading the Shade Paw, more terrifying than the other 3. Excellent.